I used to love Oprah, like most of us who grew up when we did. And only now did I realize I've been getting spoon-fed propaganda from this woman for years. I always took her little setup packages as gospel. You know, before I was a reporter, I never even thought to question whether Oprah might be intentionally misleading me. Then last night, the dawn came and I was like, oh my God, she is not a reporter. She's a propagandist. She's trying to shove messaging down my throat of whatever she believes, not what's real. So you remember she did that like kind of factual interview after the quote documentary of Michael Jackson?
Yes.
That was so dishonest.
For decades, she stood as the quintessential icon of empathy, a benevolent monarch who inspired millions to reach for their dreams, heal their pasts, and even famously find a brand new car in their seats. We, a generation raised in her glow, absorbed her little setup packages as unquestionable truth, never daring to probe the woman who promised to guide us to our best lives. Her influence was pervasive, her counsel seemingly pure. Yet what if the Oprah we revered, the woman whose very name conjured images of comfort and profound insight, was in fact a meticulously crafted illusion? What if that heartwarming smile concealed a calculating strategist more intent on propagating her own narrative than on revealing unvarnished truth?
5 words. Oprah's list of favorite things. So Oprah released her annual list of favorite things, and as usual, there are lots of expensive stuff. $1,000 pizza oven, $590 drip coffee maker, $80 of luxury salt. Sadly, no proposal from Stedman. Kat, do you think she went over this first to make sure it wasn't too extravagant?
You're missing the best one.
What?
Okay, it is a little journal and it's called I'm Dead, Now What? Important information on my belongings, business affairs, and wishes. Hand this to someone at Christmas, I dare you.
Just last night, that carefully constructed facade dramatically shattered. The dawning realization wasn't a gentle, gradual sunrise. It was a sudden, blinding flash. A brutal, no-holds-barred takedown broadcast live for all to see. Greg Gutfeld, with his signature blend of sarcastic wit and incisive commentary, brought the snark. Megyn Kelly, armed with undeniable facts and a sharp prosecutorial gaze, brought the receipts. And Oprah, the seemingly unflappable empress of media, was left to manage nothing but awkward, telling silence. The question wasn't merely whether she was roasted, it was about the sheer unyielding ferocity of the verbal inferno that consumed her image. Prepare yourself, because this tea is scalding, far hotter than any Oprah book club drama, as we reveal precisely how the iconic "you get a car" moment spectacularly devolved into a devastating "you get roasted."
Oprah is actually suggesting that I think you're like, listen, what do you say? Like, this made me think of you. Like, you're probably not going to be alive much longer. Merry Christmas. Oprah, if she did go over this, she is a sick.
Yeah.
She did not raise any of those accusers' serious compromising facts when she had them right there. Maybe they're telling the truth, maybe they're not. But as a journalist, you have to at least ask. You know, you've got multiple lawsuits against his estate, sir. Might that be an incentive to lie? Didn't ask. You've got these accusations against him. You had a book that you were supposed to produce about Michael Jackson in the context of litigation where you were required to turn this stuff over, and you lied saying that you didn't have it. And you only got found out because Random House and these other publishers admitted you shopped it to them and turned over the metadata to Michael Jackson's estate.
Some of the biggest issues that are pulling us apart at a time when I believe we all need to be coming together. You still have your whiteness. That's what the term white privilege is. It means that whiteness still gives you an advantage no matter what.
This lady became very rich off some very poor white people who watched her every single day in the middle of the day.
It's not a conversation, it's a condescending lecture.
Oprah's annual list of favorite things has long been a highly anticipated cultural event, offering a glittering, aspirational glimpse into the opulent world of a self-made billionaire. However, in recent years, this tradition has subtly transformed. It's shifted from a collection of delightful, accessible treats into an increasingly stark symbol of extreme wealth and a profound societal disconnect. Imagine, if you will, a $1,000 pizza oven, a $590 state-of-the-art drip coffee maker, or a seemingly exorbitant $80 jar of luxury salt appearing on a list ostensibly meant for the average consumer's holiday wish list. This isn't merely an extravagant display, it feels strangely out of touch, a world apart from the economic realities faced by most of her viewership. Gutfeld's co-host, Kat, playfully quipped that Oprah herself must have meticulously reviewed the list to ensure it wasn't overly opulent, a sarcastic jab at the very idea. But then came the truly bizarre and almost ghoulish pièce de résistance, a small journal titled "I'm Dead, Now What?", complete with sections designated for important, information on my belongings, business affairs, and wishes. Can you truly imagine handing such a morbid item to someone at Christmas? The implied message is far from festive joy. It's a chilling, unavoidable reminder of mortality, an incredibly tone-deaf gesture. Gutfeld, ever the provocateur, skewered this particular item with the precision of a porcupine on a spit, highlighting the profound irony. He pointed out that Oprah often preaches gratitude and mindful living from her golden tower, while millions struggle paycheck to paycheck in the metaphorical basement, thankful for whatever sliver of her leftovers they might receive. It's the ultimate contradiction, delivering messages of self-improvement and positive thinking while seemingly oblivious to the very real struggles of the audience that built her empire.
You got cheese, you got pizza.
Barry, I'm gonna stop you there.
Yes.
I treat this like the list I get from my kids. They send me emails because they know when I laugh in their face, it hurts. Anyone who wants a $1,000 pizza oven, you're gonna get what Kat picked out. Like, that's the greatest gift you can give somebody because you can't return it. Because returning it, oh, you think you're immortal? You think you're better than us? Like, get your affairs in order. That's the great, you stole the show. They wanted me to talk about a dog towel. Towel's a towel. Great job, that's the best gift ever. And Oprah has never read this, just like I don't read the list my kids send me.
The only time she laughed last night, because you're so right about her team, like, controlling this cackling, was when she talked about the idea that she might shoot a home invader with her handgun.
We have
and
that.
She laughed.
We have that one, watch.
When you said you have guns, no, at the debate. At the debate,
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If
And I thought
somebody
that was
breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
My staff will deal with that later.
She's not funny. Like the pretend laughing is so, like, Oprah's pretending to laugh. And by the way, can I just say, I'll let you finish your point on the gun, but the Oprah affect is done. It's so over.
Consider Oprah's role in the widely discussed Michael Jackson documentary and her subsequent factual interview. For many, this event starkly exposed the cracks in her long-held image as a paragon of journalistic integrity. She was accused of failing to ask probing questions, of conveniently sidestepping critical facts, and of appearing to validate a specific narrative without challenging the serious accusations leveled against the accusers themselves. As any seasoned journalist understands, the ethical imperative is to at least pose the difficult questions, to probe potential incentives to lie, to seek a balanced perspective. Yet, in that crucial moment, Oprah appeared to avoid raising any compromising facts or questioning the motivations of those making the claims. This wasn't robust journalism. It was, as critics contended, an echo chamber meticulously designed to affirm a predetermined narrative. Greg Gutfeld, true to form, wasted no time in getting under her perfectly coiffed scalp. He metaphorically ripped into her vast empire with the unceremonious subtlety of a wrecking ball demolishing a crystal. Shop. Own everything, Oprah famously declared at one point, and Gutfeld swiftly pointed out that this wasn't merely a metaphorical aspiration, it appeared to be a literal blueprint for dominion. She desires to command the entire media universe, television, networks, glossy magazines, burgeoning streaming platforms. If it captures eyeballs, her fingers are seemingly embedded in that pie. Gutfeld argued this relentless pursuit of media control wasn't about fostering community or enriching public discourse. It was about constructing an unprecedented media monopoly, a level of concentrated power that makes even the most ruthless billionaires profoundly nervous. He painted a picture of Oprah as the friendly neighborhood media shark, circling patiently, waiting for the opportune moment to swallow entire industries whole for breakfast, all under the guise of inspiration and upliftment.
I looked at this list, and you know what wasn't on there? Anything about Maui. right? At one point in time, she and The Rock made that video to try to help out everybody who was hurt by the fire. And then that was just quickly discarded. She's like, okay, that didn't work. Who wants slippers? You want slippers. You get a pair of slippers. You're all getting slippers.
Do you think she might?
So it used to work for her to go out there and say, like, the Oprah Winfrey Show, Tom Cruise, right? And you'd be like, Tom Cruise, because television was different.
Oh, 100%.
It was just different. You could take that kind of behavior in your living room and it wasn't quite as jarring. I had such a different experience of her last night. The yelling, her quintessential Oprah thing. I was like, what is she doing? This feels affected, forced, and it's making me uncomfortable. We pulled together just a few examples.
Thanks for joining us for this very special event, Unite for America!
Megyn Kelly, never one to be outmaneuvered in a debate, sharply honed in on the concept of Oprah as the ultimate cultural puppeteer. She portrayed her as the woman who, with a warm, soothing tone, subtly dictates what you should read, what you should believe, and even how you should genuinely feel. This vocal delivery, Kelly argued, is so potent that it makes any hint of dissent feel like an act of sacrilege. Kelly deployed a potent metaphor. Oprah's brand of empowerment, she suggested, is more akin to a velvet glove meticulously concealing an iron fist. The implication was clear. You don't merely watch Oprah, you are gently guided, almost compelled to submit to Oprah's worldview. A narrative carefully curated to keep you inspired, yes, but also compliant and critically, perpetually ready to purchase whatever product bears her coveted seal of approval. It's a compelling illusion, almost like a cult, but one meticulously refined with infinitely better lighting, more expensive gifts, and a far more polished veneer. The conversation on Gutfeld's show further solidified this point. Tyrus, with his characteristic humor, drew a hilarious parallel between his own kids' outlandish Christmas gift lists and Oprah's. He quipped, anyone who wants a $1,000 pizza oven, you're going to get what Kat picked out. A direct and amusing reference to the previously mentioned I'm Dead, Now What journal. This comedic interlude served to perfectly underscore how absurdly out of touch the favorite things list truly felt, and how Oprah's powerful team, in a baffling moment of oversight, apparently hadn't bothered to thoroughly review the list themselves. This glaring lack of attention to detail, the panelists argued, subtly but significantly undermined her carefully cultivated image of meticulous curation and unparalleled wisdom.
Yes.
Right, which appears to be what Oprah's doing for Maui. It seems like she and The Rock just did that one video, and really, the people of Maui, they got screwed.
I anticipate a letter to the show saying, The Rock donated $20 trillion to the fund, and then you're gonna have to apologize.
Oh, I will say I'm sorry immediately. It's like this thing in Maui happened, and then
still talking about Maui.
I am, because everyone just quickly moved on.
No, that's a good point too. That is a good point. It is a story that kind of just faded.
So basically, what you're hoping is at least she would have left them a pizza oven.
Yeah.
Right?
Ashley, say
Valorization of herself.
So true.
It's so disgusting. And then to watch the likes of Julia Roberts up there on her Zoom. Oh, Madam Vice President. Oh, and by the way, hi, Oprah. And Oprah's like, hi, Oprah. Don't I get more? And she's like, well, we just saw each other. You know, this whole idea that it's this clubby elite group of celebrities who are deigning to speak with the great unwashed about the future of this country.
Beyond the glitzy consumerism, there's the sprawling wellness kingdom, a realm where Oprah's brand transforms ordinary kale smoothies into a lifestyle statement and basic detox teas into literal elixirs of the gods. Gutfeld, ever the master. Of the comedic analogy, cracked wise that watching Oprah embrace these increasingly popular wellness trends is akin to witnessing a shark attempting a delicate ballet, an image both awkward, profoundly confusing, and mildly terrifying in its incongruity. Megyn Kelly swiftly chimed in, reinforcing the observation that this burgeoning wellness empire isn't fundamentally about genuine health or profound holistic well-being. Instead, she argued, it's meticulously crafted around branding and securing lucrative corporate sponsorships. Oprah's wellness advice, Kelly contended, lacks the subtle nuance of true self-care. It often possesses the blunt, unmistakable directness of a used car salesman, meticulously packaged as personal transformation, but in reality, serving as nothing more than another product, conveniently branded with her globally recognizable name. The mantra becomes clear: drink this juice, read this book, heal your soul, but only with a healthy side of corporate sponsorship. It's a multi-billion-dollar playground where Oprah's brand promises profound personal transformation, yet frequently delivers nothing more than the same tired, recycled cliches, repackaged with luxurious trimmings and targeted squarely at an affluent audience. This starkly highlights a profound and often uncomfortable disconnect between the aspirational lifestyle she promotes and the harsh economic realities faced by the vast majority of her audience, raising questions about the true accessibility and sincerity of her wellness guidance.
Was Oprah running for president?
Yeah. I never considered the question even a possibility. I just thought, oh.
Right, because it's clear that you don't need government experience to be elected president of the United States, right?
I thought, oh, gee, I don't have the experience. I don't know enough. I don't know. And now I'm thinking, oh.
She's joking, of course, but there are worse ideas. See that rebuttal to Trump? Out of ideas, the Democrats rebooted Mayberry RFD. But Oprah's an icon who, unlike traditional politicians, could match a wild card like Donald Trump. And if she won, she could give everyone a free car.
And then there's the precarious dance of politics, a realm where Oprah's every move transforms into a dramatic circus. Her much speculated presidential flirtations have unfolded like a prolonged soap opera cliffhanger, hyped, drawn out, and ultimately inconclusive. Gutfeld brilliantly likened it to a perpetual reality TV show. All suspense, no tangible payoff. Will she run? Won't she? Becomes the political equivalent of a maddening to be continued. Megyn Kelly shrewdly pinpointed the core of Oprah's political strategy, a masterclass in calculated ambiguity. She remains just progressive enough to keep her liberal base enthusiastically swooning, yet conveniently vague enough to avoid causing any twitchiness or discomfort among her billionaire pals and powerful corporate allies. It's the ultimate tightrope walk, a delicate balancing act of power, public perception, and immense profit. She's essentially playing a complex game of chess, while everyone else is stuck in a simplistic game of checkers, operating with a campaign team that appears to double as a highly effective PR firm, meticulously managing her image above all else. The panel didn't shy away from highlighting glaring inconsistencies, including the conspicuous absence of any mention of Maui on her favorite things list. At one point, Oprah and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson made a widely publicized video, ostensibly to rally support for those devastated by the catastrophic fires. Yet, like many of her fleeting causes, this initiative, after an initial burst of public relations, seemed to be quickly discarded. The panel pointedly satirized this with a cutting observation. Okay, that didn't work. Who wants slippers? You want slippers, you all getting slippers. This satirical jab underscored how some of Oprah's high-profile charitable engagements appear to fade from her focus as swiftly as they emerge, often following an initial, well-orchestrated wave of media attention. The real, enduring problems, as Gutfeld and Kelly implied, are often left to linger long after Oprah's spotlight has moved on. This pattern of seemingly ephemeral engagement stands in stark contrast to the widespread expectation of a deep, authentic, and sustained commitment to significant social issues. It powerfully suggests that the Oprah effect, that magnetic pull of influence that once guaranteed instant success and universal adoration, might finally be receding. The changing landscape of television, now less forgiving of perceived artifice, seems to be exposing her once charming, now jarring and affected behavior as less endearing and more calculated. The yelling, the forced laughter, her quintessential birthday performance, it all felt disingenuous, making viewers uncomfortable, and suggesting a fundamental shift in her perceived authenticity. Her much vaunted authenticity, the very bedrock of the Oprah brand, was also held up as a juicy target, an undeniable soft underbelly for anyone daring enough to poke. She has, without question, mastered the intricate art of vulnerability. Yet, Gutfeld argued this is well-scripted vulnerability, a carefully choreographed performance where every tear and heartfelt revelation is timed for maximum emotional impact, meticulously crafted to boost viewer engagement and loyalty. Megyn Kelly agreed, suggesting that what often feels like a raw, intimate heart-to-heart is, in fact, a carefully orchestrated performance designed with precision to keep viewers perpetually hooked and, crucially, their wallets perpetually open. This authenticity, they contended, has become a commodity, meticulously sold and resold like the latest must-have product, with Oprah herself serving as the ultimate brand ambassador of her own carefully cultivated persona. Her philanthropy, undeniably impressive on paper, also came under intense scrutiny. Millions have been donated to education, scholarships, and disaster relief, yet Gutfeld was quick to point out the crucial fine print. Oprah's giving is often strategically deployed, serving not merely as altruism, but as a means to enhance her public image and amplify her far-reaching influence, rather than to genuinely disrupt the deeply entrenched systems that perpetuate wealth inequality. Megyn added a sharp observation that while philanthropy is undeniably noble, it should never serve as a convenient substitute for meaningful structural change. Oprah's vast empire, after all, thrives on maintaining the very status quo that keeps us billionaires like her comfortably at the very top. It's the quintessential give a little, gain a lot strategy, a meticulously executed public relations maneuver that polishes her brand while leaving the fundamental power structures firmly intact. Oprah is, arguably, the most powerful cultural tastemaker of the last 3 decades. From single-handedly launching nascent careers to profoundly shaping national conversations, her influence is undeniably immense. But Gutfeld astutely noted the inherent danger in such a concentrated power. When a single individual wields such immense control over cultural output, the vital diversity of thought inevitably suffers. Megyn Kelly underscored this point, highlighting that Oprah's empire, while sprawling and impactful, can sometimes inadvertently create an echo chamber, a carefully curated space where only certain pre-approved voices are amplified severely, limiting the vibrant marketplace of ideas and innovation that a healthy society requires. Her gatekeeping role, Gutfeld emphasized, constructs a bubble, a carefully sanitized and self-referential echo chamber of ideas that ultimately revolve around only Oprah-approved thinking. This extends demonstrably to her exclusive celebrities. Circle, a gilded cage populated by A-listers whose careers she can effortlessly launch or, conversely, deftly derail with a single strategic nod. Gutfeld sarcastically dubbed it the Oprah Protection Program, a privileged sanctuary where aligning with the Queen guarantees coveted invitations to exclusive events, lucrative book deals, and the kind of media exposure most people can only ever dream of. It's a cozy, self-serving club where genuine critique is a rarity, primarily because, as Kelly pointed out, who among them would dare to bite the very hand that so generously feeds their career? This arrangement, she argued, perpetuates a subtly sycophantic media culture, where ambition is unfortunately measured by one's proximity to Oprah rather than by actual merit or independent achievement. In the final analysis, the comprehensive roast wasn't merely about tearing Oprah down from her pedestal. Instead, it was a deliberate and necessary act of pulling back the elaborate curtain, revealing the complex, multifaceted reality that lies beneath the enduring myth. The billionaire who meticulously built a sprawling kingdom on the foundational pillars of empathy, empowerment, and profound personal transformation is simultaneously an extraordinarily shrewd businesswoman navigating the delicate and often perilous dance of power, immense profit, and meticulously managed public perception. So the next time you witness Oprah radiating her dazzling smile while championing a new book or sharing what appears to be a deeply personal revelation, pause and remember, behind that captivating facade lies a mastermind of media and marketing, ceaselessly orchestrating a vast empire that is as much about exerting control as it is about inspiring millions. And as Greg Gutfeld and Megyn Kelly so convincingly laid bare, the once unassailable Oprah effect might finally be over, having been thoroughly dismantled on live television.